Well, hello there trainers, greetings, KuroBlitz here, and welcome back to another video. As we all know, earlier this week, we got news about the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, being the Wave number 1, the Teal Mask, for September of this year, with Wave number 2, the Indigo Disc, for later down on this winter, probably during Christmas time. And with that, we got a lot revealed when it comes to new characters as well as new Pokemon. But there was one group of characters that intrigued me a lot. Those being the students of the Blueberry Academy and being the top 4 students from a ranking battle system being the Blueberry League. If you so happen to defeat these trainers, you are going to battle the new champion of the Blueberry League and accumulate an amount of BPs or Blueberry points in order to get a lot of items as well as moves. I do like the idea that we get not only an Elite 8 for Paldea, as well as probably a third champion given how Geeta and Amona basically co-share the spot, and it does make the DLC feel like an actual sequel within the same generation, without the need to purchase a second title like how it was with Black and White 2, or wait for another generation like how it was for Gold and Silver. However, the one thing that intrigued me was the potential for Ash Ketchum to actually go to this academy and face the Elite Four of the former students. This would be no different from how Ash battled the 4 Kahunas of the Alola region, which in-game was inspired by his gym challenge of the Orange Islands. So yeah, this is a topic I want to abord as of today. What if Ash challenged the Blueberry League? So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get this started. Before Ash goes to the Blueberry Academy, he would have a detour in Kitakami and help Carmine to save her brother Kieran from Ogre Pond and also the mischievousness of the Loyal Tree. This is something that I really would like to abort because Ash needs to know of Blueberry because of one of their top students and probably later down the line a champion ranked trainer. So I want for Ash to basically battle Carmine as prep work for this tournament and for this league. I want for Ash to battle Carmine with his Journeys team. So the Pokemon that I'm giving to Carmine are Arbok and the Dunsparce, based on the Tsuchinoko from the Japanese mythology, and I'm going to give her Mightyena because she has a Poochyena on her team, as well as Yanmega because, you know, there's the rice petals and all of the dragonflies and whatever, and also Golduck based on, you know, the Japanese Kappa, and I'm going to give her one of the Loyal Tree being Pheasantipity. I think it really fits with her character in terms of design and also mysteriousness. As for the Journeys team battling these Pokemon, I want for Dracovish to battle Golduck on a water-on-water battle, for Dragonite to battle Yanmega on a flying versus flying battle, and then for Sirfetch'd to battle Mightyena on a dark Pokemon battling a Pokemon that knows dark moves. And I feel like this will be a great 3-on-3 for the gimmickless Pokemon. As for the gimmick Pokemon, I want for Gengar being a poison type to battle Carmine's Arbok. I want for Lucario to battle the Dunsparce because it's basically an Ash Pokemon battling a Pokemon we all wanted for Ash to get. Not to mention that the Dunsparce digging underground, it's an amazing asset for Lucario to relocate it via Aura. And last but not least, this would mean that Ash's Pikachu would battle the legendary Pheasantipity. And with this prep battle done, all is adjourned for Ash to go to the Blueberry Academy in order to face their Elite Four, comprised of 4 powerful trainers, being the elite student Drayton, who apparently flunked 3 times in terms of the first year, and we get Lacey, the upperclassman, as well as the notorious Amarys and the cook Crispin. Ash is going to battle them according to their own personal rankings, being the trainer Amarys his first opponent. But before he does it, he needs to complete his Elite trials in the different biomes of the terrarium, and this is where things are going to get extremely interesting. It's time for Ash to face the trial of Amarys, as she takes him to the Cannon biome of the terrarium, and she has a task for him, to locate the Hisuian Pokemon from time of old that were saved and also, you know, secured in this newly technological biome in order to preserve the lives of the old days. And Ash has to find the 2 Pokemon that live in the canyon and are known to climb, being Sneasler and Weirdeer, to which he accepts, and he brings 2 Pokemon to help him out, being Infernape and Crocodile, with Infernape battling Sneasler also in the mountains and using his skills as a monkey to basically climb all over the canyon, and we have Weirdeer trying to, gallop all over the vicinity, and we have Crocodile, being a dark type, being able to have immunity to his psychic attacks. And this is basically what intrigues Amarys into Ash's battle style. And she accepts the battle, being also a 6-on-6, and that's where he brings his other reserves of Melmetal, Gudra, and Sceptile. As for Amarys, she's gonna use a team of Steel Pokemon. Amarys reveals to Ash that she's the daughter of Lenora and Haas from the Necrene City Museum, and Ash tells her that he did lose to his mother in one point, but he doesn't want for her to basically have the expectations of family pressure onto her, to be less strict and less formal, and to go with the flow of the battle, to which she replies that she's gonna try to have fun and basically not only uphold her family name, but also her own legacy. And with that, the battle is about to begin, with Amarys sending out her Klinklang, Berserker, and Goldango for the first part of the fight. However, she brings also intriguing Pokemon, being Excadrill, Skarmory, and Dhelmise. This Dhelmise being her ace, because it can terrestrialize into a Steel type, removing the weaknesses of Grass and Ghost, but boosting the Steel Worker ability to a much more better efficiency. But Ash is able to win this battle, and Amarys loses, and now Ash needs to be prepared for the second Elite Trial, that being again against Crispin. Ash visits Crispin in the Savannah biome, with Crispin revealing to Ash that he knows him because he traveled with one of his cousins, that being Silent from the Stryton Gym. Apparently everyone from the Elite Four of Blueberry has connections to members of the Unova region, and more so, their gym leaders. Ash does recognize that Silent and also Chili and Cress do have a great resemblance, and they are known for cooking. So Crispin being their cousin, it's really not that much far-fetched, but it does intrigue Ash in terms of the genealogy and the family of Silent. In the Savannah biome, Ash is tasked to, yet again, encounter two Hisuian Pokemon, those being Ursaluna and Kleavor, which Ash accepts, and trying to use this also a Alolan Pokemon of Incineroar to try to battle Ursaluna because it's a really tough opponent. And speaking of Silent, as well as Grass types, Ash does send out his Leavanny, one of his Unovan powerhouses, to try to battle all the other bug type Pokemon, that being Kleavor, defeating them both. And with that, Ash is ready to fight Crispin on a 6v6. Crispin wants to see all of the might from the Alolan champion, but also from the Kanto native, to which Ash is going to play on the same coin by bringing Tauros, Kingler, and Muk to the fight. Crispin is delighted, however he is no pushover. He is going to bring a team of Fire-type Pokemon, leading with his Magmortar, Eatmore, and the Blaze breed of Paldea Tauros, really tough opponents for Ash to face. However, he's going to use yet his other Pokemon in terms of a cooking ability with Scovillain, Macargo, and last but not least, his Salamence. And Salamence being his ace means that he can terrestrialize into a Fire type, removing the 4 times weakness of Ice and becoming the fire-breathing dragon that he was always known to be. But with that, Ash wins the fight, becoming midway to his Elite Challenge. And now he has to face the third Elite Four member of Blueberry Academy, that being Lacey. Ash sees Lacey relaxing on the coastal biome of the terrarium, being very chill and also very calm, and she doesn't want for Ash to do any sort of elite trial in order to impress her, because she knows of his prestigious titles and tournaments and all the league badges. She has studied him for so long, to the point that he was an inspiration for her to become a trainer and to study Pokemon battling in the Blueberry Academy, to which Ash is flustered but also very amazed. She does talk to him about wanting to be the first fairy gym leader of the Unova region, because Unova, it's not known for having much fairy type Pokemon, not really, but she wants to be, the vanguardist on that situation, because she also likes pretty stuff and also gemstones and whatever, because she reveals to be the niece of Clay. Ash does remember the battle he had with Clay, and he wants to basically see how much potential Lacey also has. She does talk about 2 Pokemon that occasionally visit the terrarium, but only to her gaze, those being the legendary Amarys and Terapagos, both turtle Pokemon. Ash does remember the fact that he had to basically battle the Kami trio in the Milos Island in Drayton City, and he's very amazed by this. He wants to interact with these Pokemon and also with Lacey, as he brings Snorlax and Glalie to the field in order for them to recall the days of the tropical islands of Orange as well as the region of Hoenn. And that is where the battle is going to begin, with Ash sending out his Noivern, Heracross, and because of these turtle Pokemon, Torkoal to the fray, and the battle against Lacey is about to begin. Lacey does send her Pokemon, her lead being a Granbull, a powerful canine species of now the Fairy variant, but she also has Pokemon that are pranksters and very intimidating factors for a battle, being of Whimsicott and Mawile. She is no pushover for Ash, as she also uses variants of Pokemon from regions that he visited, the Alolan Ninetales and the Galarian Weezing. However, her ace is Delcatty, a feline contrast to the counterpart that is the canine Grambler. And Delcatty terrestrializes into a fairy type, making her moves like Play Rough and Moonblast much more powerful, and because of her Q-Char ability, many of Ash's Pokemon are infatuated via physical touch. However, this is something that he will have to overcome and eventually win, and that's where he defeats Lacey, and he's now prepared to face the leader of the Elite Four, being the grandson of Drayton, Drayton. Ash visits Drayton in the polar biome. He does talk about the fact that Ash never battled his grandfather, but he asks that his successor was Amarys, who basically leapfrogged to the position of champion. He does want to defeat her one day, like how his rival, Benga, the grandson of Alder, also wants as well. But Ash tells them that Amarys is no pushover, and she's the champion for a reason, but if they want to master dragon types, he's more willing to accept. With Ash basically being told that he needs to find two Hisuian Pokemon in the polar biome, those being of Overqwil and Basculegion, and he brings his Alolan Pokemon to the test, the Pokemon that won him the Alola title of champion being Lycanroc, and the Ultra Beast from the Ultra Worlds being Naganadel. Lycanroc does fish Basculegion from the waters, basically being all muddy and dirty, but they overcome this nefarious trait. With Naganadel basically being in a poison duel against Overqwil and being a dragon type from another world, does impress Drayton enough for him to have a 6-on-6 match with Ash. And Ash wants to bring an all-out team of starter Pokemon with a Fire, Grass and Water core, those being Charizard, Torterra and Greninja. As for Drayton's full team, he's going to reveal his ace, Archaludon, as well as two Pokemon from the Hoenn region that Drayton does use in the rematches for Black and White 2, being Altaria and Flygon. Also, I just want to mention that the fact that Crispin Salamence, it's a Fire Terra, it's a homage to the TCG Delta species of the Hoenn expansion. But with that aside, we also have another trio of Pokemon from Drayton's team, those being Cyclizar, Dragalge and Ampharos. And this Ampharos can terrestrialize into a dragon type. It is a tie-in to his Mega Evolution roots, as well as the Flocesi Ranch from Black and White 2. And this is how Ash's team is going to battle his. Lycanroc basically defeats Altaria in the air after being trained and humiliated by Kukui's Braviary. He now knows how to utilize his rock advantage to basically attack people that are, soaring on the skies. And there's a second clash of behemoth Pokemon of the green color and the ground type being Torterra against Flygon. And since in Journeys Lucario defeated Raihan's Duraludon, this is the perfect chance for Greninja, his mentor and tutor, to defeat the evolution form of Archaludon. Other matches happen as well, a duel of lizards between Charizard and Cyclizar, none of them giving up and giving their fullest. And we also have a duel of two aerial dragon poison Pokemon with Dragalge against Naganadel, and the final clash being of two electric powerhouses of Pikachu and Ampharos, with Ash getting the win, and now being a champion ranked trainer in the Blueberry Academy. Ash is very impressed by his title. He's also very excited to see what Paldea also has to offer. What mysteries are going to see for this particular trainer? He's a champion after all, and this is technically the first time that he does defeat an Elite Four in a row. So let's see what we have to